Hey guys, Karen Schwartz here. I wanted to just do a quick video that basically walks you through how to do the first project on the Coalgo website. So if you haven't been to Coalgo before, Coalgo is a website where students can do 4 different projects that help them integrate their English literature skills and their coding skills. So they're learning about Python, in regards to Python's random module and concatenation and values and variables and zero-based indexing and just different things like that. And then they're putting those coding concepts to work in a context where they're learning about similes, metaphors, oxymorons, and couplets. So let's get started with how to use Coalgo. So you can just go to coalgo.herokuapp.com and the 4 projects are right here. Today we're just going to look at the simile generator. So you're just going to go here to get started, and then this is going to bring students to the main page. Up here there's just a brief description about what a simile is, and then over here on the left we have all of the project steps that you can easily go through, and then on the right hand side we have the code editor, the space where students are going to be writing their code. And just a shout out to a program called Trinket that basically allows you to do these kinds of embedded code editors in your website. It's pretty cool. Down here we also have the solution, and we have some teaching ideas for you if you're doing this as part of some sort of literature or literary device unit. And there's also some teaching standards down here that you can plug into your lesson plans as needed. There's some additional resources here for you as well. So let's just take a look at how this project works. So if you're looking at this is really like this area right here. This is the main area where you're going to be. You or your students, this is where you're going to be. And if you'll notice here in the code editor, there is some green text that has this hashtag in front of it. So when we are working with code, we call these comments. Specifically, these are Python comments. If you're working with different programming languages, your comments are going to be formatted just slightly different. But for now, we'll just say that for Python, whenever we have a comment, we have this hashtag in front of it. So what we have here, I basically compressed the instructions into 5 lines here for your students. And then on the left side here, I have further explanations of each step. So your students are going to come over here to step 1. They're going to read a little bit about similes, and then they're going to read a little bit about the random module. So the first thing that your students are going to need to do is to do something called importing the random module. And the random module is basically the set of files within Python that allows your program to do some random actions, basically. And so if we want our program to do those random actions, we have to import the random module, and we do that by just typing import random. So that's the first thing that your students are going to need to do. And then secondly, in this step 2, this part is actually not part of the simile generator directly, but it is something where students are playing around with variables and values and learning how they work, which is really important to build the project. You have to understand how to declare variables and how to assign values to them. And so when you come over here to step 2 and you click on this, if you noticed, there's the code editor part changes a little bit. So step 1 and basically, yeah, all of the other steps except for step 2, you'll see this screen where it has the steps for making the project. But then when you go to step 2, which is basically like this practice area, you're going to see some different instructions where students are just practicing. But again, they're not building the project itself here. Okay, so then you're going to have your students go to step 3, and if you notice, we have our import random here. So at this point, we want the student to declare two variables, okay? So think of a variable as a box, all right? And a variable is going to have values. Think of values as things that you put in the box. So whatever variable you declare and the values you assign to it, those things go together, which is cool because then if, let's say that you want to do something with a value, you can do something with the variable that that value belongs to and is assigned to, and you can manipulate it that way. So your students are going to create a variable, and we're going to call it list1. Okay, so what I've done for this project is basically students are going to be manipulating different parts of similes, and there are 3 similes that they're going to use, and those similes are all right here. The first one is the horse was starting like a prize fighter. This is from a book. The second one is called highlight the second one. The miners spilling out of warehouses with their lunch pails toward the mouth of the elevator like insects toward a lighted trap. That's our second simile. And then we have her breath is like frozen air. So if you notice, with each of these similes, there's basically 3 parts. We have the first noun phrase. So in this case, for example, with the first one, we have the horse was strutting. And then we have a second noun phrase here, a prize fighter, and these 2 noun phrases are joined together by the word like. And all of these similes follow that structure. And so that's the simile structure that we're focusing on with this project. Now, when you are teaching this project with your students, it would be a great idea to also have a conversation about how there's different types of simile structures, right? You don't always have to use like. This is a very common structure for similes, but of course you can use as, or as though, or as if. There are different types of structures that you can use for similes, but to keep things simple, this is the structure that I've chosen to use for these projects. So with this project that your students are building, basically what they have to do is they have to split up these similes into the components, and then they're using the Python random module to randomly assign the components together. So you're basically scrambling the similes. When you get your new similes, your scrambled ones, those ones are still going to have the word like in them, but the noun phrases that are on either side of the like are going to be different. So you're going to get silly things like the horse was strutting like frozen air, or the miners spilling out of warehouses with their lunch pails for the mouth of the elevator, like a prize fighter. You're just going to get silly things, okay? So just be aware of that. So on line 5, so now we're going to start splitting these similes. So the first value that we need to have here is the horse was strutting. Okay, so that's the first noun phrase we're going to have. And then, so note that that's the first noun phrase in our first simile. So now we need to do the first noun phrase from the second simile. So we're going to do the miners spilling out of warehouses with their lunch pails toward the mouth of the elevator. And I really like this particular simile. It is kind of long, but when you're doing these projects with your students, you can actually have them use whatever similes you want them to use, okay? So you can definitely have them use the ones that I have here, but if you're reading a book and there's similes in the book, just have them use those similes, right? Have them examine the text that they're reading and use those here instead. So that is definitely an option. Okay, so we have that, and then we need the first part of the third simile, which is her breath is. So just to remind you, here for list 1, we're declaring this variable, and then for the values, we have the first noun phrase from each of our similes. Okay, so now we're going to make another variable. This one is called list2, and surprise, surprise, the values for this variable are going to be the second noun phrase for each simile. So the second noun phrase is for the first one is a prize fighter, right? That's the second noun phrase here, a prize fighter. The next one is going to be insects toward a lighted trap. Notice that we are not including the word like in any of these yet. Like, we're not, like is the connection word between the two noun phrases in each simile, but we're going to add that in later. So right now we're not including that in these values. Okay, just to be clear on that. And then frozen air. So we've got two nice variables here, and each list has has noun phrases. So the first list has the first noun phrase from each simile, and the second list has the second noun phrase from each simile. Okay, so then the next thing your students need to do is we're going to bring in that random module. So like I said, up here, we imported the random module so that we would have the ability to have our program do random things. And now we're going to tell our program, okay, Python program, I want you to do random things. So in order to do that, we're going to write two more variables. Okay, so I'm going to write this here, and then I'm going to explain what is going on. Okay, so what's going to happen here, like I said, we're declaring two new variables. And what we want to do is we want to tell Python, hey, I want you to randomly pick a noun phrase from list 1 and assign it as the value to the variable part 2. I'm going to say that one more time. We're telling our program, I want you to randomly assign a value from list 1 as the value to the variable part 1. Okay, so in order to do that, we're going to declare a variable here, part 1, and then we're going to use this thing right here called random choice. Okay, so notice we have this word random here. That means that we are saying, hey, random module, wake up, I need you now. Okay, and then we're going to use this thing right here. This is called the choice function. So this function, this is an action that the random module can do. So we're saying, hey, random module, I want you to wake up, and I need you, and I want you to use your choice function. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to say, we need to tell the random module, like, what do we want to randomly choose something from? Because that's what we're doing here with random choice, random.choice, is we're saying we need to randomly pull something from a list, basically. So then we need to tell it, okay, what list are we randomly pulling it from? And that's going to be list 1. Okay, and then we're doing the exact same thing here with this variable part 2. We have random.choice and then list 2. So same thing. So we're just randomly assigning parts of these similes to new variables. Okay, and we're gonna see how that plays out. So if you're confused, stay with me, because you'll see what's going on in just a minute here. Okay, so we've got our import random, we've got these 4 variables. So now we have to teach our program our simile formula. And this is where it can get really fun with your students. You can tell them, when you're talking about different structures of similes, this is where you can talk about how noun phrase plus like plus noun phrase, how that is a possible simile structure, and how there are other simile structures, but that this is the formula that we're using here. So, and you can literally have them write it out as a formula before they write it as code. So we're going to, we're just going to write our formula here, but we're going to translate it into code. So we are going to have our simile is going to be part 1 plus the word like. So this is where we're bringing back our word like, plus part 2. Okay, so a couple of things to note here. We are putting an extra space on either side of like before the quotation marks. Otherwise, we're going to have all our words smushed up against each other. So we do need to add in that extra space. So now hopefully you can see, oh, okay, so because we have this part 1 and part 2 here, basically these are going to be randomly chosen components from these lists, right? Because here we said, hey, part 1 and part 2, you're going to be a randomly chosen noun phrase from these lists. And now because we're like bringing in these variables again, we're saying, hey, I want to use you in my simile. Okay, so now we are ready to print our simile. So we use something called the print function, which is basically just telling our program to display some results in our output area, and we're going to print simile. So this is a variable right here, the simile, and we're telling the program, I want you to display the results of simile. So remember I said earlier that with variables and values, if you are doing things with the variables, you're doing things to the values. So we're telling the program to print simile. That means that we're going to end up seeing whatever the value is for that, which for simile is right here. So we're going to end up seeing this. So let's run the program and let's see what happens. So to run it for all of the projects with Kawago, you're going to click this button right here. Ta-da! And then in our output area, we see the horse was trading like a prize fighter. And then you can just keep hitting that button and you're going to keep getting different sort of similes. So this can be really fun because you just make the program once with your simile components and then your students can just keep hitting that button and seeing their scrambled similes. And they may even end up seeing an original. Let's see if we can get an original. Yeah, so like here, see how we got the original? Because it just really depends whatever the random module decides to choose, right? So it could choose to assign together, or it could choose the original simile components, right? Because we've included those here in our lists. So anyway, that is how you do the simile generator project. Please let me know in the comments what you think, what your students think, and most importantly, have fun with coding and with English. Bye!